Well, a very good afternoon. Thanks for joining us at this hour of the time. It's about 3 p.m. here in the nation's capital, and the weather has been a little bit clement and sunny. But here in the studio to host you, to tell you some of the things that are happening as far as sports is concerned. And today will not be different, but that is later when we'll go and can analyze them to make more sense out of some of these things that are happening. It's Capital Sports from NTA Channel 5 Abuja, the Unity station, and I remain Abdullah Jia, your regular host. At this moment, I will ask you to fasten your belt. Sharing news and also some defies, and I know they'll be waiting for the next bit being shifted, which will commence from the 9th if the date is anything to go by. And also the Nigerian Women Football League 2 is about to commence, being reduced to 2 teams being relegated. Well, we'll get to know more about some of this issue. But at this juncture, I want to welcome Oguntimehi. Tolu, you're welcome to Capital Sports. We've been expecting you like the coming of... So has it been all this while?
It's been quite wonderful. The sporting world has been filled with so many things in the last 2 weeks, and the more reason why we've tried to stay on top of our game to ensure that we keep abreast with the latest trend across the length and breadth of the world.
Okay, I trust what you can do, but at this juncture, if our tidbits is ready, we're going to hear from him.
140. Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dare, has charged the Flying Eagles to make Nigeria proud by winning the WAFU Under 20 Championship, which begins on Saturday in Benin Republic. Dare, who described the tournament alongside Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire. The league management company of the Nigeria Professional Football League has confirmed that the new NPFL season will not kick off this Sunday as widely believed. Mainstream media had earlier reported that the league would begin on December 6, insist that it was only a proposed date as no official press release from LMC was made in that regard. Premiership season without listing the 2 relegated clubs, Adamawa Queens and Heartland Queens. The 2 teams that fell short of club licensing and registration were condemned to the 2nd tier league, the NWFL Championship, whose season is set to commence soon. With the new draws, the season will now begin on December 9, 2020, with 14 clubs competing on 20. Nigerian Napoli forward Victor Osimhen is close to returning to action for the Italian giant. Osimhen suffered a shoulder injury while on international duty with Nigeria last month and has been stepping. Oliver Giroud scored 4 as Chelsea handed Sevilla a 4-0 bashing in the UEFA Champions League on Wednesday to win their group, where Manchester United lost 1-3 at home to Paris' 150th career goal as Juventus beat Dynamo Kiev 3-0 in a match refereed by Stephanie Frappart, who became the first woman to take charge of a men's Champions League fixture. Barcelona recorded a 3-0 away win over Ferencváros, with RB Leipzig recording a dramatic 4-3 away win over Istanbul Başakşehir. Barcelona's Maradona after the legend's death. Messi started his career at Newell's Old Boys and unveiled their shirt in tribute to his fellow Argentine, who also played there after scoring in Sunday's 4-0 win against Osasuna. The 33-year-old will now have to cough up a £540 fine. Nigerian-born British boxer Anthony Joshua will defend his world heavyweight titles against Kubrat Pulev in front of 1,000 fans at the SSE Arena, Wembley. Joshua faces Pulev on December 12, and promoter Eddie Hearn has received the go-ahead to include a small attendance with strict COVID-19 safety measures and guidelines in place ahead of the long-awaited fight. As that will be all on sports tidbits for the...
Thank you for that wonderful package with a taste of sugar, Badi Adeleye, for putting that together. And I think we have a whole lot to talk about as time will permit us. And don't forget that this program is a participatory one, as we usually do. Later, we'll be opening the lines for you to be able to contribute to the issues, at stake. And also, you can utilize our social media handle to reach us with yours. To Lulokpe Oguntume, he's one person that understands sports, not only in the FCT, across Nigeria and also beyond. Now, let us quickly look at the issue of the WAFU B under 20 team that will be representing us in the tournament at Benin Republic. The Minister of Youth and Sports Development with nothing other than victory, victory, victory. What's your take on that?
I'm not sure that will be the uppermost thing, but most important is to secure the ticket for the World Youth Championship. But first, it starts with the WAFU B qualifier. Unfortunately, a lot of issues have been raised concerning the West African countries to be able to produce some of these top country football playing nation at the international stage. Take for instance, you are playing the WAFU representative 4 by the wayside. Africa will not have a world representation at the World Youth Championship, and these are some of the things that people who are represented at the CAF level should statically look at. That the WAFU Cup fashion of qualifying for the World Cup is not good for the progress of growth and for the progress of the game in West African region. They must revert back to the way they must see. Away from that, the minister being on hand yesterday, I was also with him when he went to camp and they are going in Rosie Barak. They were supposed to have traveled earlier on before Togo pulled out. Now they are leaving ticket with the style of the coach. I've seen Bladan Boso and the national team in the past. He was in charge of the under 20 team in 2007 that produced the likes of Ide and so many other teams. The style of football is not something that gladens my heart. But personally, Bladan Boso is one play. Is it the style of play and every Nigeria will be one that will be happy about? That is the big question that's around. But more like kick and follow they were playing in 2000 and something that will be different. The boys can be able to pull the ball on the ground. Let the ball.
Now, quickly, the Nigerian Professional Football League. Earlier we got the information that probably it's to commence on the 6th. But now there seems to be a little miscommunication.
Unfortunately, hopefully, this league must start in December, but it's not a good one for Nigeria because we see the performance of the Nigerian club side on the continent not doing very well because they've not even been able to play top flight football. For the last 7 months, there has not been football. And it's not good enough for us to really grow. And they're playing on the continent. Out of them, you will not be surprised that most of the teams will crash out. The only team that may have a chance of going a little bit far is Enyimba because they've always have the time, they take their time to recruit top quality players. How many of the people, how many clubs in Nigeria do have the reservoir, do have that scouting tendency, paraphernalia of Enyimba?
Well, in times at the continental level, we just saw in the opening games of the CAF Confederation and also CAF Champions League, our Rimley Enyimba was able to secure an away victory, which I think is good for us. I think it's high time we, went back to the drawing board to be able to identify some of the.
I don't think there's a space for us to make corrections.
Well, let's hope that we can get something positive at the end of the day. And we've seen some of these teams preparing. We've seen a couple of friendly matches, Nasarawa United, Kano Pillars, and the likes. I think they're actually preparing to return despite the two. I think they're also trying to put their house in order so that we'll also see a better performance when it comes to the female aspect of the game.
A rare of hope coming from Nigeria women football. They have the league that has been battered the most when it comes to Nigeria because there has not been support from the Nigeria Football Federation. And we know definitely in other climes support always comes for women football because
football, it's been run, from one problem, one battle into another. Fine, some pounds.
Yeah, I think it's a good fine. Because he's making a personal sacrifice for one of arguably the biggest player when it comes to the round of that game, talking about Diego Armando Maradona. So it's worth it. How much is 560 pounds compared to the sacrifice for you to pay? And I think it's worth it. The fact remains that he represented Apoca Junior right there in Argentina. A lot of Argentine players also play for that club. And Messi remembered to use the opportunity. A good thing, it was also a room to be able to celebrate with that jersey. So no matter what, you can't take anything away from that. I'm happy for him. Though the summer has not really been good for Messi because of the off-field activities, not wanting to leave Barcelona and so many things like that. I also saw the possibility of Mario Bartomeu leaving the club because an average Barcelona fan will never forgive him if Messi decided to jump ship and join Manchester City. And I know that with the new ball coming in, they're going to put everything in order. Messi may likely not leave Barcelona come next season. Probably get a new contract.
Lionel Messi, is one big name in football, and we hope that he continues to get it right and probably playing very well for Barcelona. Now, yesterday we saw goal harvest. I want to call it for Oliver Giroud. Oliver Giroud is one player that's Frank Lampard. But yesterday he proved his critics and probably his doubting Thomases around that I am Oliver Giroud, scoring 4.
So many times he has come and say, I deserve to get regular playing time at Chelsea. But because of the amount of money Chelsea spent in the summer, bringing him, they have Tammy Abraham and a couple of players like Kim Ziyech, Christian Pulisic, not forgetting Kai Havertz. These are top quality players who was able to sacrifice Oliver Giroud. But every time you try to put him down, he keeps bouncing back. Scoring a hat-trick +1 yesterday was no main feat. How many Chelsea players have been able to do that in the last 5 UEFA Champions League? So he's sending the statement that are there that you need to keep playing me. But how he's going to win? It's a big headache for Frank Lampard. But every time he keeps making the statement, and that's why Lampard came out recently that said, I want him to start playing time. And they're looking at European Championship coming up next year. He wants to be in the scheme of things for France. He can't afford to miss out. And he's been the major man for Didier Deschamps in the French national team. So he needs to get that regular playing time so he can be in the French national team. Because there are so many players out there who are breathing down in snake, who feel they deserve a place and never get the opportunity in the French national team.
But so beyond the individual
considering the fact that the manner which they started the season, the struggle at home against Sevilla, they were almost beaten at home. Then in the league, they had a couple of matches where they didn't do very well. But all of a sudden, they seem to find the right chemistry. The right player in the midfield, the right player in the attack. Now they change their formation to a 4-3-3 formation that gives the likes of Kai Havertz to play behind the three-man attack. Kante, and also they decided to have Jorginho. These are the players supplying the passes and providing.
But apart from yesterday, the Chelsea match, we also saw a couple of matches. Manchester United yesterday, were disappointing.
It's theater of how do I put it? It used to be called theater of dreams, but right now theater of nightmare.
Okay, let me not say something. But Inter Milan also struggling. Now they found themselves at the bottom of their own table. It's not too good for Antonio Conte.
Not too good, but I think they have a chance of qualifying. They can get their last match right. But unfortunately, Antonio Conte has not really been able to cut his teeth properly in Europe. Most times, even when he was at Juve, he was always struggling in Europe. I don't know, maybe he can't find the right chemistry of what you need to play in Europe. Quite different from what you do in the league. He's been doing wonderfully well. Before he got to Inter, at Juventus, at Chelsea. But in Europe, it has sustained that momentum, get another win at home, you may have a chance of making it. Probably Real Madrid may not make it through at the end of the day.
Okay, now quickly, Victor Osimhen, like Baide highlighted, is recovering, which is good for us. Victor Osimhen is one player we respect at this time for the Super Eagles and helping us to get goals when it matters. And now Anthony Joshua. Pull-up fight, a lot is at stake. Exactly. Joshua is our very own, and there is no way.
Another fight coming and losing out. So he must put everything in place. He must have the proper right preparation. He must take a critical look at the details of Pulev, looking at his strength and his weak areas, how he can exploit. And I think he needs to prepare very well to be able to get the best. He needs to win this fight. So he can send statement out there to people that is still Anthony Joshua that they used to know. That is what it takes to fight at the topmost level of the game. We still want him to hold on to his title. He must get it right. He must get his tactics, his formation right.
Well, before we quickly round up, we want to take this message from our viewer who have sent in this message. The first one, even though I can, okay, Kingsley Joman sent Larkin. I think he sent in that one from Utako. And the second one, he says, Chelsea is the quality team. With that kind of performance, Chelsea deserve to be champions of.
Yeah, exactly. We want to see how they do it, but they're going to get a good fight from Tottenham Hotspur.
Okay, well, there's a much time will permit us to have relate to you.